This week on Hermitcraft.
Places like there's all sorts. How did he spawn there?
Welcome to the Hermitcraft Recap. My name is Pixel Riffs, our writer is ZloyXP, and if you enjoy the Hermitcraft Recap being an ad-free experience, please consider supporting me on Patreon. A link will be right there in the description. Also, drink Pepsi. No, I'm just kidding. And with that out of the way, let's take a look at all the events and mishaps that occurred on the Hermitcraft server this week. Starting with the community area and its dwindling supply of empty plots. One of which belongs to Ijevin now, although he's not sure what to put in it yet. Since the Hermits are providing services this season rather than shops, it's not entirely clear. What is entirely clear is Joe Hills' inventory.
There's no way to clear the chat. /clear? Did that work? No. No! You know how I said I was going to get tired and make a mistake? But I no longer have anything. It's all gone.
Yes, in what may be the most tragic event of the season so far, Joe accidentally /cleared his own inventory while trying to clear the chat off the screen during a live stream. Still, he somehow finds the resolve to bounce back and continues working on both his perception check shop and the interior of Death House back at Red Sky Bay. Some item voiding would come in handy for Mumbo Jumbo when, during one of his AFK sessions, he manages to not only back up all of his farm's newly built storage with pumpkins and melons, but on top of that, has 96,000 item entities just sitting there in an infernal cylinder of lag. Remember to always install overflow protection, kids. Only you can prevent server fires.
Oh dear. I'm sorry, guys.
Other than that, Mumbo hooks up a nano farm to his villager breeder so all the potatoes go instantly into hungry mouths, and stumbles upon Stress's redstone shop.
I really don't know. Maybe it was meant to be like an abandoned mine? Either way, I might just hijack that one. That could be mine.
Stress, meanwhile, finds herself being pulled out of the swamp by the UFO prank Cub and Scar left her last week.
Is that it? What is that? Is that a UFO? Is that a UFO? Why are there cows though? Are they named? I don't understand the cow situation. Oh no, the bomb is made out of iron.
She has bigger problems than being abducted by aliens though, as a couple of her villagers seem to have been turned back into zombies. The swamp is slowly becoming a B-movie. Zedaf, meanwhile, just turns it all into an episode of The Twilight Zone.
I'm just not sure which job to do first. Maybe I should explore
Build.
first.
Or that one episode of Rick and Morty. You know the one.
Just here, not entirely sure where I'm going to build the stable yet. I'm going to have to scope some places out.
Vintage Beef doesn't have to bend the space-time continuum to build a horse stable, although he might want to give his horses a little more space, since they have to get into the stalls via the roof. After redstoning a chicken cooker into existence, Beef places all the flowers, builds all the towers, and boops some villagers into a holding cell ready to populate his castle town. On the other side of the server, Wells Knight's Cathedral is coming together nicely. It now has a roof, more windows, and buttresses. A buttress is not what you think it is. Wells has clearly done his research too, providing historical context as he goes.
I think it's finally starting to look like a church. I mean, or a cathedral. I shouldn't say a church, because a cathedral and a church are slightly different things.
Tango Tech goes in with more rudimentary architectural knowledge, but you don't really need a degree in house building when you're an evil mastermind. What you do still need, though, is a bedroom, which he forgot to add before cutting his fortress off the ground.
The thing we need to do now, though, is have a moment of silence for this tower. It is time to move 20-something double chests of netherrack and finally get rid of that platform of ugly.
From an airborne fortress to a more grounded fort, TFC is back on the server this week, adding some details to one of his corner towers and laying out an ornamental garden. Far below the ground, XB Crafted has been working on his community area plot. It's a collab swap shop where people can go to request or volunteer help with any given project. He even includes a couple of decorative examples.
Yeah, maybe this person's just trying to, dig the area out. This person obviously needs help designing. Maybe I should hire myself. No. Somebody's like, I need help with this, and then they come over, they put their name in, we'll have some books.
Back out in the wilderness, he sets up a small-scale squid farm with a large-scale squid face, and adds a rug in the woodland mansion that really ties the room together. Good Times with Scar happens to go beyond just squid faces and builds an entire building to house his sugarcane farm. It even has a basketball court on the top for the little sugarcanes to practice their dunks.
You know what would be beautiful for a net? a cobweb. And I agree, but I don't have any on me. I've looked. I truly acknowledge I have a disorganization problem.
Cubfan works on a farm of a much different variety, growing some unearthly fruits for their ability to insta-land you from an elytra, being turned into ugly pink blocks, and just because he's already farming everything else, so he might as well. After the farm proves to not be much of a challenge, Cub goes out completing as many custom Hermitcraft advancements as he can, talking something about image databases in the process.
Perfect. So even with the beacon effects, we still, can continually kill ourselves. There it is! Heyo! Death machine!
Somehow it took Rendell until now to be recognised as a true logfeller.
I just got a true logfeller achievement, guys! Oh my goodness, I've been trying to get this achievement for so long now.
He gains this particular advancement by chopping down trees in the soon-to-be Elven City over at Fred the Minigame, the streets of which are now taking shape thanks to a surplus of blue planning materials. You could say he's laying the blueprints. False Symmetry plans out the only empty area of her islands to become some kind of a creepy land of podzol and scares and perpetual October. She does, however, not forget that this is a tale of Captain Jack Shovel, so a pirate camp and a pirate pub are in order, as well as a messed up interior for several houses that were just standing there all empty. Iskall would be proud, if he wasn't too busy working on the Fred Kingdom Lisa minigame, going as big as a giant wall and a mama orc overlooking the hatchery, and as small as random mob heads stuck on the spikes around the campsite.
Looks like an overlord now. Oh! Looks like an overlord orc. We can't actually see it from here.
Azuma Void builds a simple and slick cocoa bean farm he learned from Monkey Farm back in Season 2.
Years ago, and some of you are like, what is a monkey farm? What is up with X right now? Monkey Farm is an old hermit who's no longer a hermit because he kind of disappeared off the internet, actually.
But of course, this being Azuma, he quickly overcomplicates it into a redstone monstrosity of 1.12 mechanics. The same goes for his own mushroom cow farm, actually, and everything else that Azuma touches, really. And finally we have Impulse SV, who perfects his gold farm this week, although it's just a front for his ever-present desire to reach 1,000 levels, and he's looking pretty close to achieving that goal, give or take a couple of setbacks.
You got this guy.
Oh jeez. No, already?
And that's pretty much it for this week's recap. Our writer is LoyXP, and my name is Pixel Riffs. Casual reminder that Fullcraft Recap is still a thing, and my Harmony series with Python GB is still going strong. Links to both of those will be in the end cards. But before you go, leave a like on this video, make sure to subscribe so you won't miss future episodes, and share this video with the Hermitcraft fans in your life. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week.